I'm going to try this one first. It's one I've got on SoundCloud. I don't know if you're familiar with that. I don't know whether it'll work. I'm hoping it'll work, anyway. So, oh, that was too.
I wandered lonely as a clown.
No.
I wandered lonely as a clown.
Ah. Yeah, I like to do that. It's okay, no, you can't. This is I normally do what I do behind the guise of a guitar, you know. And this is one I've done with Sheila Hart, the lovely Sheila Hart. And but I haven't got the music tonight, so I'm just going to try and read this out. How it is. It's called Memory Cuckoo. Very short. Everything I do is very short. These nights are rarely sleep-filled, laid out like a basking starfish, synchronizing each breath at the suck of a bud, while my wrong hour fades into winter's slow beat. Here among dreams, a memory cuckoo invades my night with stolen images, thoughts plucked by this pleasure bird, left in the dark of this coffin-like dream. Here I'll not spin or stare, for my eyes can't see you, yet my breath burns like a bush. My hands should feel your warmness, left rigid from thoughts of nude mouth. Thank you. This one's called Now Behind One Bell. And again, last one, anyway, that's the short. Now one bell hangs silent from battled beams, flakes stone's wall cold to touch, your hand falters from weakness, cries lost beneath bidding tongue, his hands belonging to 1,000 sins, search naked shadows for heaven's head. Behind locked wood, free from religion, no secular act, forgotten wordless souls that pray, see not behind this narthex door, and the shadows of wrought iron gates, lips belonging to 1,000 sins, kiss tenderly, skin cold from December. This God's house, stone slab floor, above crypt home, wildflowers and silk-dressed virgins shied away from swirls of confetti, where stood under gaze of the bell, our arms belonging to 1,000 sins, holds tight to most secret of heart. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Thought-provoking poetry there from Peter. Where's Leon Lazarus? Leon! Come and listen to him. He is so good.
Do you want to come out this one? Do you want to come out this one? Yeah.
I'll do this one because it seems to get everyone's attention usually. So, this girl, she's so embroiled in mystery, and an incantation spoken in haste allowed her soul to see. Her flesh, her lips, her eyes were born of mist and steam, and the last dying breaths of ancient words garroted for the night's decree of change. The great sea sun that shaves away the dust of dream and drains the vein, to let the flame engulf and clear the way for what pushes in pain and deprives the day of all it could have been. I saw her first sat on a bench with book in hand or unconscious foot, describing shapes in the gravel path like magic symbols writing out my fate, severing my state of calm in sweeps of graceful motion, carelessly invoking ocean swells to tear the tide of all the words that dwelled within and rose at once to try to make a feeling stick and express the art embodied in the way she sits. I sat down on the wall and watched her read, and wind reared and found us in our separate subtle states, and leaves began to fall, and all the freedom of the park could not stop the cell door swinging shut to trap my heart, and something in the dance of light that lit upon her soulful frame reacted with a memory of someone else, transposed a face, pried free a trace, the pearl in pavement cracks I lost and thought I'd never find again. when you have it all this one left again, it's really hard to do. So it's called The Murder Room. So what are all of you doing in here? You realise this is burglary. Okay, come on then, little token corridor, leaden hued, make your way down the inconsistency. Bear in mind though, there is a bear in my mind. What's that? It's too dark, wait a sec. I'll open my eyes for you, let some light in. What do you say, there's dust everywhere, broken glass, that's chaos as usual. Coming in, somebody wants to meet you, he's been sitting there forever, waiting. I know what you want, what your lookout is, secrets. There's a door, try that one. Oh, I haven't been in here a while. That's not a snake you're holding, merely a handle. That's it, pull down, push it open, don't forget to breathe. Where you going, don't walk off. That old man you saw is dead really. That knife he held, buried on a rubbish heap somewhere. Forget about him, I have. That's right, not him. It's someone else entirely, someone even more hidden, someone even more, didn't work. That's right, not him, it's someone else entirely, someone even more dead, even more hidden wants to meet you, removed from the bag and dressed, perfumed with the oldest spice of forever, ethnicity, sex, age, hair colour and scar tissue, moulds, tattoos, this eye colour taken, and voice, flakes of paint, another description of the body, etc., cartographed and radiographed, chaos as material photographed, form is the information, on the left foot a birthmark, old, in the shape of Australia. Are you still here? Are you still here? Haven't you seen enough yet? You cravers of corridors, mind looters, jewel thieves, don't you know when to quit? What if you need the toilet? Do you think you built the pee in the mind of a man contemplating death? How can you hope to learn my secret if you're frightened by a room behind the wallpaper or a dead man carelessly left behind? Try that door. Go in. It's empty. Good. Now stand in silence where you are, for you do not know what to do. Put yourself entirely in my hands. Now, see in the corner, don't mind the smell. Go on, take that chair, drag it into the corner. Now, where the minute fungi overspreads the shadow, push your hands in, there's a tunnel, night stream latch. Don't be frightened, you're close now. Keep your eyes dark, scan more narrowly the real feature. That old man you saw is dead broken. That old man you saw is dead trees. What exactly are you looking for anyway? A familiar nightmare that steals breath and takes off your headphones when you're sleeping? Or a milky serpent in a glass, swished about to coax a vision, never shaken off again? Okay, so wallpaper cave, climb out, that old room. There's a door, and upon a few features of earthly sensation, there's a door, the sublime, the bitter lapse in the broken glass. There's dust golden of the eyes for you, the whole exterior hanging in the fine glass dilapidation, that old room, that old breath of the wind, the neglected vault. Den, shadow, trapdoor, cellar, oubliette, window, nest, passageway, whole corridor, staircase. It's the cellar for you. That's extensive decay of your faintly web-work dream hanging in the hideaway in some den shadow vault, night's exterior. Staircase, come passageway, den, shadow, trapdoor, cellar, oubliette, ladder, nook, window, nest, passageway, whole corridor, steps, tunnel, wall opening, freezer, chimney, glass hideaway, all buried on a rubbish heap somewhere. Discoloration that old man fabric gave off, perhaps the dust from the foot in the passageway. Lovely poem. Okay, empty chair. Okay, empty chair. Today I took the longest route around to meet you. Through a roulette of traffic, I picked your number. Eyes keep closing, stirring like pendulums. not seeing by my sides my conjurer's hands were still, not noticing with alarm that dead bird we'd found together was gone. Where once I ran and scattered pigeons just to be with you, today the sky detains me and I can't wake up. Eyes keep closing in a sorcerer's dream, all seeing but only back the careful spell thread cut, unravelled. How is it I cannot turn and bring myself to face you? That day I took the longest route around to meet her, and as I neared the cafe, I juggled her excuses like honey-soaked knives. It began to rain and I was haunted by invisible kisses. I turned home. I couldn't imagine your being there. I was a ghost you no longer believed in. So this one's called I Came Upon Nature Undressing. So I came upon nature undressing. I was 10 years old, too young to have wandered so far. The sound of traffic had subsided, and in the craven hills jackdaw summer stalked the forest stills. Light and myth set stones as markers in a witch's plan to lead my dizzy soul astray, clasped in nature's ever-grasping hand. I'd found an easy tread on the pillow path of the forest bed, and drunken swam the sea of leaves, deluding dream to take a drink. Every leaf in turn the forest shed, flushed green a blush of forest face, with a scorned expression that seemed to say, turn home, go home, but I could not turn away. For there I saw bare behind the thorns the love-bit neck of mould on bark, and high above, secreted in the canopies, all hued of flesh, its bashful bird's nest heart. In the ruts of the forest brain I pondered what the forest thinks. Does it abhor my human stink, or envy me my lodestar's reach, my legs and feet that with a gust of will can carry me to my heart's fulfilment, to hurl my voice of horizon's heights, or pitch my tent in clouds of sight? So I walked full of forest fire, till the sun got tired of my ceaseless wings, and in a distant silver rushing stream I dipped and cupped and wet my beak, now breathless in my longing to speak, the rolling hills of my heart's content. So there I just stood to stand in the sable sands of a forgotten land. One more. Okay. Hills, 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 hills. They said, let's pour concrete down the mountain and see what takes hold. And tenements rose and natural, thrown down in lines till they broke their backs on cliff faces. They gave us muscles in our legs, but not the strength of hearts to believe we're strong, and we never voiced our fear, knowing from up here the echo mingles with the screams, till mud in the stream darkens our pleas indistinguishable. We have muscles in our legs, and with them pride of knowledge we kick harder than the next man, weakened by the flatness of car culture and cityscape, forever in the shadow of car parks, dreaming of a half-remembered haze of day trip. Do we really envy them this richness of shadow, when in the pace of heart and the breath of song we can find ourselves again in the forest's green glow, spying on a fox's fortune, or in a moon glade hill high as red kites, coffers open ready for the treasure trove of dawn. Our legs are strong, nothing can remove us here. Our streams meet our rivers, and the blood flow ends there where the city begins. When I look closely, that's my face etched, chiselled into the land-locking rocks, my rusty nail name scratched on that tree. How can I stretch my legs in the landscape so adamant? If I pull away, with all I leave behind, what will be left of me?
Isn't that boy amazing? We've got another amazing boy now coming up, Simon L. Reed.
Well, she says boy.
Sorry.
I wasn't going to do anything tonight because I'm not feeling very well. Because my medication's making me feel ill. It's not contagious, so you don't have to avoid me or anything later. So don't worry. I'm just going to do 2 very short poems, and they're both weather related. So the first one's about the British weather. I can start it from 2 ways. I'm just deciding which way to start it. Easy. Okay. In sticky, warm summers, we long for the chill of autumn. In chilly autumns, we long for the warm hug of summer, the cycle of misery. The rain fell in the form of horses. My house was obliterated. The weatherman was inaccurate. I could have made provisions. Thank you.
If ever a poet could pack something in 4 lines, he can. Can't he? He's bloody good, he is. Our next one, hang on a minute, is Saru. He's amazing too.
Alright, I came from work, so I don't really have a lot prepared. I haven't read anything new in a while, but I'm going to try and remember this one to start with. Let's just start a little bit happier, It's like Canadian autumn, sort of beavers and salmon fish fresh when she hits feverish me. Like a snowball that's been kept safe from erosion in the freezer since that half-frozen December. I feel like an amnesiac remembering her from before an accident which left embers in my fur and singed it all away until I was human. But man, now we howl like a couple of wolves, divulging secrets sometimes, but mostly just soul, because we both know how to express. And all our paw prints melted out in the sunshines of our earthly births, so my guess is as good as any how far back they lead. Call me Fido, freed from a kennel of penances. Call me Laika, leaping from a lunar module of millennial menaces. This is Genesis, and from now on I'll pant in frantic peace. I'm going to leave that one there because I've forgotten the rest of it, but there's a little happy intro for you at least, because it's about to get grim as hell. Yes, you know? What you can help yourself? Yeah, half Canadian, man.
Thank you, man.
Are you Canadian?
Yeah, fuck
Oh, sick, man. Yeah,
I love you, man.
It's a good country, man. Yeah, man. What's your name?
Joshua, eh?
Good to meet you, Joshua.
Yeah, he's good.
Alright, yeah, no, so that was a little bit of happy, now we're going grim, like. Not going to explain this one. I know a guy called John. For those of you who know my mate John, this isn't that John. This has nothing to do with John. Because that'd be really grim. Poor John, the stairs beneath your carpets are creaking, the harpies are speaking in hymns. Poor John, Simba is your alien, Ziggy is your unwelcome guest. Miss Piggy is the best of your zest. Poor John, poor John, poor Jean, rien. You're gone. Your home paved over in duck diamond, and you must steal. Poor John, pour on you all the weariest rains and slip your boot in their quag. Poor John, you gave me the pipe cleaners years ago and now your breakfast table is turned. Pour a glass, John, you've earned it by the firm grip you've yet to place. Poor John, waster, debaser like Black Francis. Can't it all just be an orange field for you? Poor John who? From your pond flew flies, from your skies parachuted sad parachutists, bearing bad barren Brutus muses to you in your barra-breathed lucid kitchen with no orgies on the moors at the witching hour. Poor John, you stand in the shower today and cannot hear any melodies in the water. You never have, clever lad, forever maddened by crowds. John, had you a shroud, what would you throw it over, and what would you hope to conceal by that? When will fish stop cooking on your wood-burning stove? Would the hills turning mauve perturb you? John, the world has curbed you already and it didn't take needles. Porcupine evils will still root you out even though you never took to hallucination. You are losing your vocation and I thought that I heard you laughing. It's a good thing you sold your gun. Thanks. Nice one. I'm going to squeeze in a tiny little two-line little sort of mini-poem here just because I've never read it. And this is just a little moment where I used to live up in North Wales and I'd get back from like college on this minibus and in winter it'd just be like pitch black because we were up in the hills and there were like no lights anywhere, do you know what I mean? It'd be all lights on the roads. And all it is, if you know Star Wars, it's just walking like C-3PO down icy roads in the dark. You know, because you can't walk, man, you're going to slip. And then this is called Orange Pumpkin Moon, and this is from a while ago. And I'll get off the stage later. This was near Halloween, to make a little bit of sense with pumpkin. She said it's like some kind of orange pumpkin moon, but there's a candle inside, so it's a hot air balloon. Oh, there was a banshee at my ear the next morning, convincing me I'd made one small step for man. My flag and my boot print preserved where no wind blows. Where people go who die thinking of the soup dragon and wake up without a pulse or a care in the world. See a line of Andes glittering like drugs untasted and cry for home. The domes and observatories, they're silly geese. I stood like Aldrin or Irwin Garden and wouldn't abstain. I flew like a paper jet with coffee stains to reach the unattainable and find yourself floating further. Where do you go from here? What will you do when those sad sirens sound out from the pill and Buddhist distances of space and you feel queer? Drop down, singe on the fringes of the atmosphere. You have seen the coasts of Earth and they're clear. Come back, nobody will fear you. They will take off your helmet and kiss you on the lip. You're hip, you're fashion, you're sexy, you're space. They will take off your helmet and kiss your face. Face of he who stood like a colossus for the satellite heart. Come back with the first rain of autumn and all of our umbrellas will open for you like Penelope's immortal and human legs. You are a graduated cosmonaut and you have walked on the moon no matter what chemicals they fed you with your proteins and oats. Yeah, an orange pumpkin moon surrounds you with ghosts, but a hot air balloon just floats. Nice one, wicked. Have a good rest of the night.
Well, there's so much talent in this room tonight, isn't there? We've got one more. Not one more, we've got quite a few more.
And so can we have a big hand for Julie? Like, fucking hell, putting this on, wow. I try and retain a certain level, without being complacent, I suppose, of political ignorance. Mainly because I value my own sanity. And I kind of figure if you accept everything that's going on in the world as a coherent narrative, then it's very easy just to lock yourself in your room and never leave. Yeah, me anyway. So let's try this one. It's called Threats. My levels of sanity seesaw as I reach for another beach ball-sized piece of deep sleep-inducing hallucinogenic roots and shoots and all. Beautiful. Sepia tones and colours are rushing and then I slip and hit the on button. The television warns of impending terrorist threats. Levels yellow, orange and red. Devilish images flooding my vision until I am driven by urges to purge my surroundings of anyone who looks or thinks differently. I watch and I listen, assimilate bitterness into my innocent head, and I'm hit by this nationalistic scripture with expert precision into my mind and peripheral vision. It's killing me, seriously. Chipping away at my grip on this living media incident, geared to put fear in me. 3, 2, 1, emergency transmission. Vaccination stations, collect your injections, protect your genetics from 6 separate infections. Our prices reflect social eugenic intentions. We wouldn't want to quarantine the rich. Let's get sick. Let's get sick. Riots incited by the trite writing of tired tabloid typists. Time to ignite fires in the hearts and minds of a public grown weary of leechers and liars, and I just don't know who to trust anymore. What's on Channel For it's more trend-tripping presenters, rumours of eternal youth induced by chewing the roots of harsh black tree bark with something similar but not identical to mugwump juice trickling out the sides of their Cheshire grins. The pressure sinks in, the television spins, retracts on its axis. I recline and relax back into my chair, and they tell me to be safe, get a takeaway, and stay there. And who am I to argue with facts presented with such a garish glare? Cheers. A few of you have probably heard this one before. As you probably noticed by now, I'm quite G. So this is my club banger. It's called Sweatshop Fresh. Alright, check it. I'm looking sweatshop fresh. I got swag like any member of the Western Empire. Sweat and tears on my kicks. Explain to me what a fashion victim is, check it. I'm looking child labour fly. I know no white guy sweat to make my Nike threads, so fuck it, work these kids. Explain to me what a fashion victim is, fuck morality. I'm representing apathy, representing vanity, representing callous greed, representing callous need to look my best at any cost. I never knew that someone paid for 99% off. Man, everything I'm rocking in this club was a fucking steal. Still paid more than the makers for each and every meal they ate last month. But social consciousness is out of trend. So let someone else worry about who suffers in the end and check it. I'm looking sweatshop fresh. I got swag like any member of the Western Empire. Child labour on my kicks. Explain to me what a fashion victim is who needs healthcare and education grants. Give them another brand new Coca-Cola bottling plant so we can divert the water source and tax the rain. So we can buy up the land they've had for generations. Repurpose the soil and take their living away, and then outsource the labour under minimum wage. If you're having union troubles, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 expenses, workers' comp ain't one hit me. I'm looking sweatshop fresh. I got swag like any member of the Western Empire. Child labour on my kicks. Explain to me what a fashion victim is, check it. I'm looking child labour fly. I know no white guy sweat to make my Nike threads, so fuck it, work these kids. Explain to me what a fashion victim is. Now, we're not afraid of the position we're in, because we position the pawns to face away from the kings, and we condition the thoughts to make a militant mindset. Morality comes second to me getting what's mine, yeah? Position propaganda placated the populace. They got pop culture souls and nihilistic philosophers. They know it's dog eat dog, never stopping to wonder if they've ever actually seen one dog eating another. Say it's the natural order. Empathy is a weakness. Don't need to look concerned, look good enough just in these threads, so fuck my impact. My soul is shrink wrapped, manufactured and sold back to me intact, and check it. I'm looking sweatshop fresh. I got swag like any member of the Western Empire. Sweat and tears on my kicks. Explain to me what a fashion victim is. Here's some page stuff. I've been thinking a lot about how easy it is to turn beautiful acts into ugly things and ugly acts into beautiful things depending on intentions. And a lot about harlequins and a lot about circuses and fortune tellers and stuff. So I haven't got a name for this one, but let's go. And there's another short one which is kind of, they're the same sort of thought process. She looks a circus harlequin, perching on a burning circle. War paint lines the stretch marks of her taut waist, well-laid battle plans stain every conquered contour of her feline femur. Machete-sharp mascara masks the harsh lines round the glass eyes she was born with. Asked the palmist once to try and read them just for fun. They told her, you don't need a fortune teller, need to clasp your palms together. If you don't have a god, then dream one up and pray, because the Joker switched the tarot for a standard black and red pack. Now your days are numbered, 1 to 9 to nothing. Sycophantic jacks lay praise at Kiss King's feet and watch them trip and stumble. So pick a future, any future, each is equal, free of meaning. She used a silver tongue to lick the gypsy's palm and left. She says the tent linen was stitched exquisitely, but the insides were
predictable. And now she perches, though they warned her, circuses are all the same. They sell their tickets, entertain, then roll away without a trace. Yeah, let's start. Yeah, and like finally, again, like the same theme of making beautiful things into ugly things, based on intentions. This one's called Grotesque Affections. Grotesque affections. Each was bored through peepholes torn in freak show walls. Saw aging wound caged forms contort like boorish paint by numbers porn. Move burlesque steps, spin fire staffs, draw catwalks in the dust, parade with gracious lace deformity, pirouette pace and thrust. I learnt to masquerade. With plastic blades, castrate my masculine mistakes. A Prozac glowing fairy king like Oberon, with garish rings, grotesque affections. Each arose from soulless sex with open holes in cotton dress, drunk dripping posed, iconoclastic vinyl dolls. Moan lips sync blues like detuned synths and tell me no, don't speak. They like me only as a silent, nimble-fingered figurine. So bring the noise, boys, the imitation ivory, the drums. Bring guitars strung sparse with rusted springs and tightrope wire and strum. Let's have a vaudeville performance for the voyeurs in the dusk with these clandestine masks, or just fucking with face paint on for fun. Cheers.
The talent is amazing. And we got one more talent. Hang on, she wants to go to the ladies.
No, I'm fine. Oh, you are.
I'm sorry about that. Oh God, Hannah, I would have promised you. Hannah, I'll rephrase that. Welcome to the wonderful, beautiful, talented Hannah van der Berg.
Hello. I'm really interested in consumption and how we justify the things we take from the world, and the way that we kind of qualify the things we use in terms of, like, it's okay that I don't recycle because I ride a bike to work, or it's okay that I have I eat meat every day because I have a low carbon footprint, and it really kind of interests me how we kind of offset those things. So I wrote this piece called Croissant, or Full Belly, Empty Head, and it goes like this. We ate crescent moons. We ate crescent moons, left evening confused by the darkness of a lonely Saturn. Sun's presumed abdication and patterns of lunar activity, not two loons idly consuming halloumi. Brie, camembert, kept Philly with a side of seasoned stargazers' humility and the occasional overzealous alien abduction. We are not the guys who drink the tides, are mixed with concoctions of 28,000 duck wanderers, all crafted in identical moulded plastic, first squandered, then bleached white by the stagnant sun. Not the supermarket slalom grocery cages who have one by fateful one drowned, in the realisation that their frames are not ornate and crowning the entrance of heaven, nor the wrought-ribbed carcass of an iron lung, not the piping of cathedral organs. They pass without cause for celebration, tombstone or benches in public gardens with their barcode engraved. Translate, this seat is reserved for the homeless. See beyond its utilitarian purpose and preserve the boneless ruin, a memorial for our anemic parasites and leeches. We are not the boys who tease the beaches, convince each grain it's a seed, for plums, peaches, avocado, pears, each castle that its contents is siege-worthy, each dune that it will bear feet, as bare as Moses proposed, he leaves his wake in the form of sand angels, count each commandment on his toes and compare his 40 years with Noah. Oh, a century or two the most pipe ban. And he really could have just Google Maps the promised land. The boys who spend their days panning for gold to pave the purses of London Arabs, who live by the flashing lights of CCTV recording, beneath the smog and a parade of can-go lampposts, and luminescent bar enlightenment that has forced the sun into early retirement and leaves Icarus a moth to lights more transparent. The boys en masse, a torrent of tyrants bearing magnifying glasses, tasked with spying a clock face on the open plains, deem them praised with a watch-null creator, the way autographs in the ice presuppose acrobatic figure skaters, or a burnt flag defines a traitor in the eyes of nationalism. the way mash implies potato, or the line of licked spoons define the baker. She is dressed in black burqa out of choice. This hood does not denote that you have met your maker. He is too busy lighting matches, attaching odes for ambivalent Mother Nature to camels' backs like their rockets, and labelling the sparks history, or aurora borealis, or creation. And all the while, the sand searchers of the divine labour to a religion that undermines the pursuit of knowledge and favours assertions of faith, as they inspect exercise wasteland led by the eye and the palm that narrates scripture, differentiated from pictures of page 3 girls and recipes for disaster. And they court gravel as though it has the potential for plaster or pearl. And as time passes, without acknowledgement for the absent-minded, the loop turns deserts to glass panes, double glazing over the problem and framing our lacklustre disconnect with consumption. We are not the lads who lick the sweat fresh from the gills of sea bream. We lack the gumption to replace our kitchen worktops with eatery. We are not the men who reap the maize, crave the dark blood of oceans, pave over soil, flavour naked afternoons with pesticide, blasé the evening tides will always come back to deliver fresh soul, and suck cream from the raised teat of calves ablaze in numbers before they revolt or turn ashen. Oblivious that we are umbilical and defined by earthly ration. Despite the realizations of our fashion, we consume. But it's okay, because after all, we are only the babes who eat the moon. Thank you.
She's not a poet, she's a prophet. She's bloody amazing. We got one more, and this woman oozes spirituality and warmth. It's Christina Thatcher.
Right, okay, so I brought 3, the microphone is so loud, I'm already really, really loud, so I apologize if I'm hurting your ears. I brought 3 pieces to share today. Lots of the work that I've been looking at recently deals with childhood and different stages of the young woman's life. So I brought 3 different pieces to share, kind of going through those parts. The first is called Ventnor. She wore pink and blue yellow cotton. Her freshly cut bangs stuck to her face, and sand crept its way up her legs in the heat. Her flip-flops rubbed rough against her toes. She could smell the lap of thick waves on the shore just over the boardwalk. From the shop, she could hear the saltwater taffy man, half-pound $1, half-pound $1. She loved mint and banana, the kind her brother hated. These conditions, all together, made her brave somehow. The beating sun, the glass tank, the colorful awnings. As soon as the shopkeeper turned his back, she drove her hands in to touch the jellyfish. The sign above said, "Do not touch Herman." She grabbed Herman's head and squashed it. She wanted to live on the edge. Her mom gasped when she saw this, pulled her hands out of the tank and yanked them high above her head. Her brother unzipped his pants to help with the poison, but Herman didn't sting her. He understood her. She broke free without a word and ran towards the sea. The next one's called Prediction. It was April, and as predicted, there were showers then. Days before, the rain had seeped in under the wedged door of the kitchen and pooled in the creases of the hard stone tiles. Soon the puddles flattened out, soaked the corner of the thick woven rug next to the cupboard. Days after, its still wet bare feet left wiry fibers on the underside each time she reached for eggs or cereal. She recognized this, that in the mornings the house was damp but quiet. She could see their garden through the window, the daffodils. She could see chickens and barn animals, but no one else. The reckless man slept. She filled the sink to wash his favorite mug and ready it for coffee. Soap, hot water, dry, onto the chipped counter, pot on. She could hear his first stretch upstairs. Hear him put his feet on the floor in one heavy thud. He never woke up gently. In the next field, the cows laid down and prepared for a storm. Okay, last one. So awkward with the microphone. This is called Want. Chloe misses thunderstorms, her mother said to the new neighbors over Ovaltine and pecan cookies. She wishes she was back home in Tallahassee, catching fireflies and listening to her Uncle Wayne pluck at the steel guitar. Her mother spoke for her too often. It is true. Chloe did miss summer lightning, miss the backyard blueberries that grew plump from the heat of the storms. But it's also true that she missed the smell of sweat from the boy next door, the way the sun sealed around the seams of his t-shirt. He looked rough and rugged with a farmer's tan. Things smelled different in Alaska. The air stung her, bit at her cheeks, hands, and lips, and pulled stiff goosebumps from her body. She wanted to walk barefoot again, lie naked by the rivers. She wanted to feel the fresh-cut grass on her skin and the warmth and wetness brought on by watching the local men drive their tractors and plows through fertile fields. But her mother never said these things to the neighbors, because Chloe was a good Christian girl.
Thank you, Christina, and can I thank you all very much. I am really humbled by what I've heard today, this evening, you know, and I'd like to thank John, the landlord, at the back. John, thank you very much. Can we give a round of applause for the landlord? Yeah? What a guy, he's one in a million. I'd like to thank you all again, all you open micers. Do you know what? Age is irrelevant, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? With the spoken word. Yeah? Will you please come back on the 14th of October? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.